In a world of constant chaos, endless notifications and emotional turbulence, how do we find the strength to not just survive, but to thrive? How do we build a mind that is not easily swayed by external events, a character that remains solid and centered no matter the storm? For this, we turn to an ancient, battle-tested operating system for the human mind: Stoicism. This isn't just an abstract philosophy. It's a practical training regimen for the soul, practiced by some of history's greatest leaders, thinkers, and artists. Today, we are going to distill this profound wisdom into 10 Stoic meditations for a resilient and powerful mind. These are not just ideas to be contemplated. They are tools to be used daily, designed to end self-sabotage, guide your emotions, and help you connect with your highest self. If you're ready to forge an unbreakable inner power, your training begins now. Meditation number 1, build your inner citadel. Your first and most important practice is to build a place of unshakable peace within your own mind. The Stoics, like the great Roman Emperor Marcus Aurelius, understood that the world is unpredictable. Their solution was not to control the world, but to build an inner citadel, a fortress of the mind that no external event could ever breach. Your inner citadel is your capacity for reason, your personal code of virtues, and your unshakable self-respect. It is the one part of your existence that is truly yours. As Marcus Aurelius wrote to himself in his tent during a military campaign, the happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. So, as you wake, gently remind yourself, external events do not have power over me. My judgments, my choices, and my character are my own. Today, I will live from this fortress of peace. This isn't about building a wall to keep the world out. It's about building a foundation so strong that the world cannot knock you over. It is the quiet declaration of your own mental and spiritual sovereignty. Meditation 2. Separate what you can and cannot control. This second meditation is the core operating system of Stoicism, a simple yet life-changing mental filter. It is the dichotomy of control. The philosopher Epictetus, who rose from slavery to become one of Rome's most revered teachers, built his entire philosophy on this idea. He taught that everything in life falls into one of two categories: things we control and things we do not. What we control: our thoughts, our judgments, our intentions, our actions. What we do not control: the weather, the economy, what other people think of us, the outcome of our efforts. All our anxiety and frustration, Epictetus argued, comes from trying to control what we cannot. All peace comes from focusing our energy exclusively on what we can. Imagine you've applied for your dream job. The untrained mind becomes consumed with what it cannot control. I hope they like me. What if the other candidates are better? This creates crippling anxiety. The Stoic mind applies the dichotomy of control. What is in my control? The quality of my resume, my research, the effort I put into preparing. I will focus 100% of my energy there. What is outside my control? The final decision. The Stoic pours all their energy into their own field and calmly accepts the outcome, whatever it may be. This isn't passivity. It's the ultimate strategic focus. Meditation number 3. See the obstacle as the way. You will face challenges today. The third meditation is a radical reframe of how you perceive them. The Stoics taught that every obstacle is not a roadblock, but a hidden opportunity for growth. Marcus Aurelius gave us the powerful mantra: the impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. This means the rude person is not just an annoyance. They are a training partner for your patience. The unexpected technical problem is not just a frustrating delay, it is a workshop for your problem-solving skills. The harsh criticism is not an insult. It is a free lesson. Imagine you're training for a marathon and you sprain your ankle. The initial judgment is, "This is a disaster. My training is ruined." The Stoic reframe is to see how this obstacle can become the way. Perhaps the injury forces you to focus on a weakness you've been ignoring, like strength training. Perhaps the forced rest allows you to study nutrition and strategy more deeply. The injury, the very thing that stood in your way of running, becomes the path to becoming a smarter, stronger, and more resilient runner in the long run. Meditation. Number 4. Practice. Voluntary discomfort. This fourth meditation is a practical exercise in building resilience. The philosopher Seneca advocated for the practice of voluntary discomfort. This means periodically and intentionally stepping out of your comfort zone. He wrote, "Set aside a certain number of days, during which you shall be content with the scantiest and cheapest fare, with coarse and rough dress, saying to yourself the while, 'Is this the condition that I feared?' The goal is not to punish yourself, but to vaccinate yourself against misfortune. By willingly experiencing a little bit of hardship, you prove to yourself that you can handle it. This dramatically reduces your fear of loss and increases your appreciation for what you already have. Imagine you might be terrified of losing your comfortable lifestyle. The Stoic practice would be to, for 1 or 2 days a month, live very simply. Maybe you eat only basic foods like rice and beans, take cold showers instead of hot ones, or sleep on the floor instead of your comfortable bed. You will quickly realize that while it may not be pleasant, it is entirely survivable. The fear of losing your comfort loses its power over you, and when you return to it, your gratitude is magnified 100-fold. Meditation. 5. Take the view from above. When you feel overwhelmed by the drama of your daily problems, the 5th meditation is your escape hatch. It is the practice of taking the view from above. Marcus Aurelius would mentally zoom out from his own situation, seeing himself, Rome, the earth, and finally, the entire cosmos. From this perspective, our most pressing problems are revealed for what they are: tiny, fleeting events in the grand sweep of time. This idea is echoed in the Eastern wisdom of Buddhism, which teaches that our suffering often comes from an overinflated sense of self-importance. Imagine you made an embarrassing mistake in a presentation and you're consumed by shame. Practice the view from above. Imagine you are floating above your office building. See yourself as one person in one room, in a massive city, on a continent, on a spinning planet, in an infinite universe. Now ask, in the grand scheme of things, how much does this one mistake truly matter? The shame doesn't vanish, but its power is dramatically reduced. It becomes a small event, not a life-defining catastrophe. Meditation. 6. Remember, your time is precious. Memento mori. This 6th meditation sounds somber, but it is the most life-affirming of all. It is the practice of memento mori, the meditation on the finite nature of our time. Seneca wrote, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it. As you contemplate your day, hold the quiet awareness that this day is a gift that will never be repeated." This perspective is a powerful filter that dissolves petty anxieties and clarifies your priorities with ruthless efficiency. Let's say you are terrified of leaving your stable but soul-crushing job to start your own business. Practicing this mindset, you ask yourself, When I am at the end of my story, looking back, what will I regret more? Trying and failing, or never having tried at all? The answer becomes instantly clear. The fear of failure seems small compared to the certainty of regret. Remembering that your days are numbered doesn't make you reckless. It makes you brave. Meditation number 7. Your character is your fate. This 7th meditation is about your ultimate priority. The Stoics believed the goal of life was not to be happy, rich, or famous. The goal was to live with virtue, arete, which means excellence of character. Everything else was a byproduct. This is where the Stoic path intersects beautifully with Eastern thought. The great Eastern sage Confucius taught a remarkably similar idea, emphasizing that the superior person is concerned with righteousness, not with profit. Your character is your fate because it is the one thing you truly control, and it is the tool with which you navigate every other event in your life. A person of strong character can weather any storm. A person of weak character can be ruined by a gentle breeze. Imagine you are faced with a choice. You can take a dishonest shortcut that would likely lead to a huge bonus, or you can take the longer, more difficult path that is aligned with fairness. The Stoic trained mind consults its inner compass. The choice is no longer about the bonus. The choice is about what kind of person you want to be. The external reward is secondary to the internal reward of knowing you acted with integrity. Meditation number 8. Journal. Like a philosopher. How do we practice all of these things? The 8th meditation is the practical tool that binds them all together. The journal. The entirety of Meditations by Marcus Aurelius is his private journal. It was not written for us. It was his personal practice for achieving clarity. The Stoic journal is not a diary of events. It is a workbook for your thoughts. In the morning, you can write about the challenges you expect to face and how you will apply the virtues to them. In the evening, you review your day, asking honest questions. Where did I fall short of my principles? Where did I act with wisdom? Did I focus on what I could control? How can I be better tomorrow? As Seneca advised, when the light has been removed and my wife has fallen silent, I examine my entire day and go back over what I have done and said, hiding nothing from myself, passing nothing by. This practice of self-reflection is the ultimate tool for self-awareness and continuous improvement. Meditation number 9. See the good in others, sympathia. While Stoicism builds inner strength, its heart is a deep sense of connection. The 9th meditation is to remember the concept of sympathia, the belief that all things in the universe are interconnected. The Stoics believed we were like bees in a single hive. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "What is not good for the beehive is not good for the bee." This practice is an antidote to anger and frustration with other people. It is the commitment to see their actions not as malicious attacks, but as the product of their own ignorance or pain. A modern example. You are stuck in traffic and a driver aggressively cuts you off. Your initial instinct is anger. The Stoic, practicing sympathia, thinks differently. This person is part of the same human family. I do not know their story. Perhaps they are rushing to a hospital. Perhaps they are consumed by a stress I cannot see. Their poor driving is a reflection of their own inner turmoil, not an attack on me. This does not excuse their action, but it dissolves your personal anger. It replaces conflict with compassionate understanding. Meditation 10. On insults, the unconquerable mind. This final meditation is a specific defense for your inner citadel. How do you deal with insults and the negative opinions of others? The Stoic response is to realize that words have no power over you unless you let them. Epictetus taught that if someone tells you that you are a bad person, your first response should be to say, "Yes," and he doesn't know the half of it, or he would have said more. This isn't self-deprecation. It is a sign of an unconquerable mind. It means you are so aware of your own flaws and so committed to your own internal standards that the opinion of an outsider is irrelevant. An insult only hurts if it strikes at a part of you that is insecure. When your self-worth is entirely internal, an external insult is just meaningless noise. It is like a dog barking at the moon. The moon is not diminished. It continues to shine. The day is won. These 10 Stoic meditations are not just a morning routine. They're a blueprint for a life of resilience, purpose, and profound peace. By practicing this ancient wisdom, you are not just preparing for the day ahead. You are training your mind, strengthening your character, and consciously choosing to be the calm, wise, and unshakable captain of your own soul. The day, the week, the entire life of a Stoic is not measured by what they acquire, but by the quality of their character. By practicing these meditations, the day is already won before you've even had your first cup of coffee. You have connected with your highest self. And from that place of inner power, everything else follows.